Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Something big is happening behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. I'm going to be very careful here in reporting this because when you make claims like this, there's a lot of skepticism. So I'm going to do my best to trace the steps I've taken on this story, quoting my sources as closely as possible while protecting their identities, and allow you to make up your own mind about what's going on here. But at this point, the preponderance of evidence seems to indicate that Kathleen Kennedy is finished at Lucasfilm, or at the very least finished working on anything to do with Star Wars. Now, this video is crammed full of information, so you definitely want to watch this till the end, because I'm building to a conclusion here. That said, everything that I'm about to tell you is information I received from a number of sources claiming inside knowledge of what's happening at Disney and Lucasfilm, but since I can personally verify none of it, I am presenting this strictly as unverified rumor, and I ask you to take it, please, with a grain of salt. One thing my sources all agree on: something big is happening at Lucasfilm. It's been going on for several weeks, and people first started noticing it when the official Star Wars social media accounts went unnaturally silent for a week and a half. People started asking, what's going on? Why has the Star Wars social media presence gone so quiet? I started beating the bushes, reaching out to contacts and sources, trying to get to the bottom of this. I received word back from one longtime source who replied, quote, "They've been quiet because Kennedy's people are running scared," unquote. When I asked him why they're scared, the source replied, quote, "I would bet they have been told to shut up. They know it's the end," unquote. Subsequently, I received a rumor from one of my Hollywood agents that, if true, seemed to partially explain this silence. My source claimed, quote, "It's come down from Disney starting Monday. If you have any social media account, that any and all posts not approved by Disney saying anything we as a company do not approve of can be grounds to separate you from Disney. Furthermore, you will bring your personal phone in and show your accounts. If you don't want to participate in this, please feel free to look for other employment opportunities," unquote. This, if true, is an escalation of a policy I first reported on about a year ago, where Disney had lost patience with employees insulting and baiting Star Wars and Marvel fans with identity politics and divisive wokeness. We all know that even with that policy, Disney employees have continued antagonizing fans. So now if this rumor is true, it seems Disney is taking things to another level in an effort to heal company and fan relations. Of course, this policy, according to my source, does not go into effect until next week, Monday, April 19th, if this rumor is true. So it doesn't explain the silence across Star Wars social media for a week and a half. Now, my source did not tell me when this was allegedly announced, so I suppose it's conceivable that the silence was the result of that announcement. A chill down the collective spine of the Kennedy camp that Disney is through messing around with this nonsense, but even so, I still felt there was something else up. A few days ago, I got a DM out of the blue on Twitter from a guy in Germany, of all places, who had this to say. "Hey Doomcock, I heard from people in the Walt Disney Company Germany that Kathleen Kennedy is out and the head chair is vacant for the time being. That's why nobody is posting right now on the Star Wars Twitter, but seems that the nut jobs at Lucasfilm try to fight back with rewriting Ripley and other sites. Disney has their fingers on all things Lucasfilm and Star Wars right now. The people asking about Gina Carano and Kathleen Kennedy made an impression on Disney here in Germany, and they are on the side of Favreau and Carano. At least that's what I heard in Germany. Don't know what your sources say in the US. I can't verify this, but two people are saying the same. So maybe they are right, or they are toying with me. I'm new to the whole thing, so I can't say if it's true or not. I need to find a bigger group of people in the industry. I just have people working in the German TV business, but Disney has a lot of power here too." This source then went on to verify what departments his contacts work in, and says, I can't verify the one that works for blank, but I know the one from blank. Maybe they try to fuck with us at this side of the fandom. I'm careful with who I am talking to, but these people spread lies too. Several sites work with the KK faction to say we are toxic. I'll try to get more information out of them. I've had this information for 4 days, but I haven't really got the time to make anything really public. Unquote. At this point, I decided to prod my Hollywood spies, reporting that I had been contacted out of the blue from someone in Germany with friends allegedly inside Lucasfilm, claiming that Kathleen Kennedy was out. Have you heard anything? One of my agents replied, quote, we've heard this too, from 2 sources today, which is why I haven't started working on my MCU stuff. We put blank on it. He said he hasn't heard anything other than rumors, unquote. By the way, blank is not the name of the contact. I just redacted the code name of the source for this report. My agent continued, quote, he said it's going around that all of Kennedy's power has been stripped and she is no longer involved with anything moving forward, and John has complete freedom to move forward on all projects. This is a rumor. We didn't want to say anything till we got more, but we've been hearing this for about a week, unquote. Curiouser and curiouser. This information placed the recent Star Wars leaks posted on social media in a different light. People were all worked up over the notion of a 4 hours Abram cut of Rise of Skywalker, a revelation that made me laugh my armored ass off at what a pathetically transparent ploy this was to drum up Snyder Cut-like support for a 4 hours Abram cut. I mean, come on. Did it have to be 4 hours just like the Snyder Cut? But all that aside, the real story here were 2 items in the leak. The assertion that there was never any kind of civil war inside Lucasfilm, that it was just modest differences on how to approach the material, and that Kennedy and Favreau get along very well and, quote, they are on rather pleasant terms. Kathy even seems to want him to take over once she retires or is promoted, unquote. In light of all these rumors that are flying around, these leaks suddenly seemed crystal clear to me. These leaks are all from inside the Kennedy camp. This is Kathleen Kennedy's spin on the situation, and to what end? To put spin on her imminent departure. Think for a minute. Star Wars goes silent on Twitter. A new edict and threat rumored from Disney execs regarding civil behavior on social media by employees. I'm getting hit from all angles with rumors that Kennedy is either out or on her way out, and here is this big leak, spinning that there never was any civil war inside Lucasfilm, that everything is just fine. In fact, Kennedy is thinking that when she moves on, she wants Favreau to take over as president. Yeah. After spending her entire tenure at Lucasfilm turning the Force female, stalking the Lucasfilm story group with women, and doing everything she can to have female leads and everything, she wants a straight white male to take over in her place? Yeah, right. And I got a bridge on Bespin I want to sell you. Is it that Kennedy wants Favreau to succeed her when she voluntarily leaves? Or is it she's getting the boot and Favreau is taking over and she wants it to look like this was her plan all along? Do you see how these pieces fit? We've all heard rumors of her departure many, many times before this. So we're all quite skeptical when we hear it again. And I must confess, even with all of this, I remain skeptical myself. And yet look at all these pieces of evidence. There have also been some rumors reported by WDW Pro on princessesandpirates.net, where he indicates that there has been an order to go ahead and begin revamping Galaxy's Edge to make it more along the lines of The Mandalorian, changing out characters in the park, perhaps even changing out some of the attractions there, all to fit in with the Favreau-verse and steering it away from the Kennedy-verse. This is an interesting little breadcrumb as well that reinforces the notion there are big changes going on at Lucasfilm. A kind of seismic shift is underway. While sources agree on the major points here, there is also disagreement on the specific details. Is Kennedy out, Is Kennedy on the precipice of being out? Is Kennedy in trouble? Well, my friends, I have more on this that I'm going to include in a separate video coming in the next few days, but I just wanted to go ahead and share this with you. I don't know what's true and what's not here, but when multiple sources are all saying more or less the same thing, and you look at these latest leaks that were clearly from the Kennedy camp trying to downplay any Civil War news and saying that Kathleen Kennedy wants John Favreau to take over for her as president when she retires or is promoted, well, one has to think about this. I will stay on this story, and like I said, I have another spin on it that I want to go ahead and put in a separate video, but my friends, it seems like the long national Star Wars nightmare may soon be ending if these leaks are true. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.